Hi, so in phase 2 of the 0 to 100 Orange plan, the supersets changed just a little bit, with the primary focus still on those core lifts that build the most strength and the most muscle. So in your first superset, you have Nordic falls supersetted with squats, and I find this a really effective superset for building strength in the lower body. The barbell squat stays on this program for the full 12 weeks. So what I'll usually do is vary it up by changing the reps and by changing the tempo a little bit by adding in a pause at the bottom. So if you did 3 by 8 to 10 on your first program, then this time I'd go 3 by 6 to 8, or well, my favorite and the most common method for building strength in the squat would be to build up to one top set. So let's say, for example, your max weight for 6 reps is 60 kg. Then I would go for 3 sets, and in the first set I might do 10 reps of 40, the second reps do 10 reps of 50 kg, and then the third set to do your 6 reps of 60 kg, and in the next session then push to 7 or 8 reps, the next session, and keep going like that until you get to 10 reps, and then go back down, move the weight up to 62 or 65 and rinse and repeat. And that's what I do with all my clients to build strength in the primary barbell lifts like hip thrusts and barbell squats. On the primary A1, A2 superset for the lower body on day 2, the superset is split squats supersetted with Romanian deadlifts. Two massive favorites of mine. Split squat is the lift if you want to improve technique in all your lower body movements. If you get really good at executing perfect technique on the split squat, whether that's front foot elevated or like in this program where the 2 feet are on the ground, then the technique in most of your lower body movements, especially your lower body lunge, squat, split squat movements, will be so much better. It'll be really improved. If you've done the full 0 to 100 glue to get yourself to this phase, and then you've done the first phase of the Orange plan, this will still be the first time you're coming across RDLs. RDLs are a huge favorite of mine. They're a hinge exercise, so it's just a minimal bend in the knees and a real hinge at the hip, and they're a fantastic builder of strength in the glutes, hamstrings and lower back. Unfortunately, most people perform RDLs incorrectly, so that's why I wait for a good while until you have a really solid base at hip thrust, back extension, good mornings, lunges and squats until I add it to the program. But once you do get the technique right, you'll be shocked at how much progress you can make to the strength in your lower body by doing this correctly. I've had girls do this movement for up to 80 kg and men to do it up to right up to 100, 120 kg. It's a super exercise. You can go heavy on it and it'll massively affect your speed, strength and power if you're using these programs to build strength and muscle for a sport. The primary supersets for the upper body, so the B series on this program, have chin-ups and dips in them as usual, along with the 30-degree dumbbell press and the 1-arm cable row. It's a unilateral movement, so you have to really learn how to contract your lats properly to use really good form. So single arm rowing, while great in theory, let's do 1-arm movements for rows straight away as they're the best movement, the 1-arm dumbbell row or the 1-arm cable row. In practice, you're far better off learning with double arm cable rows like you would have before, and then when you move into a movement like this that is unilateral, you'll be far more confident at contracting your lats properly. Now, while you've been doing chin-ups and dips on the first program, it's probably, if you're started on only maybe 2 or 3 reps of dips, you'll be adding up reps per session. So I would be trying to go, say, if you were getting 3 sets of 3 in your first program and you built that up to maybe, so 3 sets of 3 would be 9 and you ended up getting maybe 20 reps per session, you'd be trying to push every session a little bit more, even if it takes you 5 or 6 sets till you're up to that 30 rep mark on the chin-ups and dips, which is where all the magic happens. If you can't do any chin-ups, don't worry. I've had clients in here who just do the negative type of chin-up, where you're jumping up to the top, holding for a second or two and slowly lowering yourself down for 6 and 9 months and make massive progress in their strength. So this eccentric chin-up is still a brilliant strength builder, and especially the females, you're going to struggle really hard to get up to 20 reps or 30 reps per session. but that's not to be said you can't make plenty of progress in how the strength of your upper body just by doing eccentrics alone. After the A series and B series, there's a mixture of lifts for shoulders, arms, glutes and quads, and some movements you wouldn't have came across before are Powell raise, which is an advanced form of a rear delt exercise, a big favourite of mine. If you've been doing your band pull parts and your face pulls correctly, you'll be able to move on to the Powell raise, and it's a super exercise for shoulder health. But it is that little bit more advanced, so I would take extra time to really focus on that technique in that exercise. A superset that people love on this program is the cable bicep curls superset with press ups. These types of supersets are the ones I always add to my training still to this day. I love them. You get a really good pump in your upper body. They're brilliant for adding strength, and they're a fun way to add volume, strength and flexibility and structural balance to your program.